In America, everyone counts, and the 2020 census is how that great promise is kept. Respond today online, by phone, or by mail, and help inform hundreds of billions in funding for education, health programs, and more. Shape your future. Start at 2020census.gov. Talk about, speaking of radio, a controversial radio host at KDKA Radio in Pittsburgh. She's sitting her ass at home right now. She's been taken off the air indefinitely. The decision to take Wendy Bell off the air comes after a clip of her advocating for park rangers to shoot protesters went viral.
My easy solution for the park rangers and hopefully snipers who are going to be watching for this is to shoot on sight. Shoot, done. No more messing with monuments. You want to mess with a monument? Done. Get out.
Well, Wendy now is on indefinite suspension. Joining us right now is Lenny McAllister. Lenny's a conservative, director of Western Pennsylvania for Commonwealth Foundation. Lenny, this has gotten lots of attention there in Pittsburgh. Now, first of all, has she been fired or is she suspended indefinitely without pay? What's the status?
As of right now, definitely suspended. They were supposed to have a protest in the KDKA studios today, but only about 15 people showed up, so that didn't go as well as her supporters would have hoped that it did go. So as of right now, from what I'm hearing, is she'll be off the air for the rest of the week. So in essence, she got Friday off. She was going to probably have Labor Day off anyway. She's probably going to be off the rest of this week, and a determination will be made after that.
The thing that jumps out again, this whole notion of, wait a minute, so conservatives like her, they love the Second Amendment, but they don't like the First Amendment.
Or due process or anything else that comes with those Bill of Rights. And the shocking thing about that, Roland, is I did my shows at KDKA from that same microphone when I was a host on KDKA not that long ago. And I know what it was like to be a conservative on a station that, by and large, leans a little bit to the left, depending on the host. So people are trying to make this out to be conservative versus liberal. But the truth of the matter is, if you're a constitutional conservative, you believe in due process, innocent until proven guilty. Let the criminal justice system deal with any type of law breaking. Unfortunately, fascism is fascism. And what she's asking for is basically justice on sight, which is the epitome of what people were talking about with police and other type of renegade forces, judge, jury, and executioner, that we've been seeing in the streets for quite some time. It plays right into that narrative. And unfortunately, people have played right past that, and they're trying to make this about whether they're taking off a Trump supporter off the air when it has nothing to do with that.
Well, and again, I mean, she's saying shoot them on sight. I mean, this is a woman advocating for state-sanctioned violence against Americans.
Without due process, which is a constitutional right for every single American citizen, regardless of how guilty or how much in the act you are caught. Again, let's not talk about all the different assailants that have been caught after committing violent crimes. Here in Pennsylvania, Eric Frine had killed 2 police officers, 2 state troopers, and was brought in, unmarked. He's in a jail cell right now, went through the criminal justice system, was found guilty. We have plenty of cases like that. But then when you have this as an advocacy, something that's being said, and again, she said stuff similar to this in some instances on her personal Facebook page. But to say this in the KDKA studio, which is supposed to be the quote-unquote voice of Pittsburgh, a radio station that's the oldest in North America, and to advocate for this type of violence, it's un-American and it's uncalled for, and I'm glad she's off the air.
You have folks who despise protesters. We've heard this sort of language before. And again, you have this. It amazes me when I hear conservatives, especially those on Fox News and conservative radio talk show hosts, love talking about, the victimization of black people. These are some of the biggest people who swear they're victims. I'm being attacked because I'm conservative or I'm Republican or I support Trump. No. You literally looked into the camera and said, take them out. Shoot protesters.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's on her. That's on her.
Yeah. And as you well know, Roland, there's a lot of conservatives that hate the victimization of Black America, and they'll say that Black people feel like they're too victimized, et cetera, et cetera. But the very first card they play in a debate is, I'm being victimized because I'm a conservative. This is part of the card that's being played right now with some of her supporters online, and it's just egregious, and it's you have a responsibility. We all know this on the air. We have a responsibility to speak a certain way. You can be provocative. You can push the envelope. You can say things that other people may not say in order to get them to think. But you cannot advocate for violence. And if you're a constitutional conservative, you are never supposed to be able to talk outside the realms of the Constitution, because that's when you start getting into the extra-American things. That's when you start talking about socialism, communism, or fascism. And it's amazing how in these modern times, even with somebody like Wendy Bell, my fascism is fine, your fascism is un-American. Because that's basically what she's saying, and a lot of what her supporters are saying right now. And I say none of the fascism is right. Either we have a constitution or we don't. And that's exactly why people are protesting in the streets today.
She should be off the air. Let's see if they actually take her off it completely. We'll see. All right, Lynn McAllister, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. God bless.
Appreciate it. Kelly, should she come back on the air?
No. What she did was unconstitutional, period. This isn't about, like you said, this is not about political party lines. This is about you literally violating your own protection, being the First Amendment. Basically, you can say almost whatever you want under First Amendment protections, but for inciting violence, and that's exactly what she did. And considering her base and her audience, I don't know what the numbers are in terms of ratings and how wide her audience is, but the fact that she said that at all, I don't care if it's to one person, you violated the First Amendment constitutional protection for free speech by doing so. So no, she should not be back on the air. What she did was jeopardize the integrity of the First Amendment and other radio hosts who do programming such as shock value, like I'm thinking, like Howard Stern and even Rush Limbaugh, things like that. I haven't heard Rush Limbaugh say anything like that either. And he's something in the conservative party. So the fact that she said something so outrageous.
Rush says some ignorant stuff.
Huh? He has, but I personally do not recall him saying outright, blatantly say, shoot some protesters. Now, if he has, I stand corrected.
He said other stuff, but Mustafa, stay and go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can say what you want, don't incite violence.
Right, Mustafa, Mustafa, stay or go.
She has to go. But the question is, why did KDKA actually hire her when she had been fired before by WTAE? They saw the things that she said, and they decided to fire her. So no one did their due diligence before they hired her for KDKA.
All right. Mellot, stay or go?
Yeah, she has to go. And I think, and that's something that Lenny was actually talking about, there's a responsibility that it's different between, I don't advocate it regardless. I'm always pushing back on people, even online, who advocate for violence or praise or getting happy because someone died or is ill or something like that. But when you have a platform, you have a responsibility, and that's why I'm careful not to advocate for any type of violence. What she did was advocate for violence. I'm sure her defense is that I was just trying to be provocative. Well, you shouldn't have the space for that type of provocativism, because that is literally advocating for violence. So no, and from my perspective, she lost the public's trust, and she should not be in a forward-facing position like that again.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Ceek.com, folks. A black-owned company founded by Mary Spiel. They got a couple of great products, folks. So this is their virtual reality headset. Allows for you to actually pop this open. You drop your cell phone right into here, close it up, and then you're able to watch VR content right here with this headset. So actually it's pretty cool. So you don't just put it on, and then this is how it looks. And so what then happens, you can watch the content that's on Ceek.com, and trust me, it's pretty cool when you sit here and you feel like you're actually in the room. And so you can also watch 360-degree video on YouTube or your own video as well. So with these headsets right here, then of course they have their 360-degree 4D headphones, which are great. They have this microphone you can attach to this for gamers who want to actually use this while they're also playing. That fell down there. Then you also have that's the headset. Then also their Bluetooth, looking to music. So I listen to it when I go walking. I love listening to it. Great bass. Again, a 360-degree travels across your head. If you want to order one or both of these, or even you want to subscribe to Ceek.com, go to CEEK.com. Use the promo code right here, RMVIP2020. RMVIP2020 to get these products. Certainly make for great gifts. And so we certainly appreciate them being a partner here at Roland Martin Unfiltered, where we also support Black entrepreneurs who are also doing some great things. And so to Mary Spee on her team, thanks a bunch for that. All right, y'all.